I'm going to see in what context this is relevant, why social business is important. And if you go back in history when human beings lived in the caves, their survival was on their strength, individual strength and collective strength, to fight the odds, fight with other animals, find their food. And gradually human beings settled down, the strength came on how much possession you have in terms of land. So the more land you have, luckier you are. And then came the capital. Land substituted capital. The more money you have, more powerful you are. And still, capital plays a very important role. But something else is coming in. Technology. The more technology you have, the more powerful you are. The nation who command the technology command the world. What next? I think technology represented something. This creative power. Creative power will decide the fate of the world. We don't have land. Bangladesh doesn't have much land. So we don't talk about how we use our land. Many lucky countries still have lots of land. We don't have lots of capital. That's why we ask for foreign investments and so on. We don't command the technology. We bring technology from outside. On the side, on the fringe, we do some technological adjustments and so on, but that's not the commanding position. But when we move from the area of technology to knowledge, to creative power, then we are very lucky. We got plenty of it. So that's our resource for the new future for Bangladesh, the creative power. How do we bring out that creative power? We know all of us, all over the world, have creative power. And each human being has unlimited creative power, no matter where he or she lives. Some are lucky, who by nature, by circumstances, by environment, could explore bits of their creative power. So others are unlucky. They never had the opportunity. Luckily for Bangladesh young people have been displaying a lot of creative capacity. And as you look around, these young people not only are in Bangladesh, the Bangladeshi young people now moving around the world everywhere. And wherever they went, they proved their capacity. They pick up languages just like this. They pick up their trade wherever they are just like this. Adaptability and adoption capacity. It's enormous. And that's what happened to our garment industry. It didn't exist a few years back. Now we are second largest garment exporter in the whole world. Our young women, young girls came from the villages, leaving their kitchen. That's all they knew, how to cook. Came to the city, became very efficient garment workers to produce beautiful garments for the whole world loves to wear them. It's a transition very quickly. When we introduced mobile phone in this country, nobody in the world thought about mobile phone in the village. Bangladesh was the first country who came up with the idea, why don't we take the mobile phone in the village? And on the top of it, we made sure this mobile phone is given to the poor woman. She has access to this technology. Everybody was laughing. Why this poor woman and a mobile phone? What's she going to do with it? She doesn't know how to even dial a number. What a joke. You want to bring mobile phone in the hands of poor women. We are good. She may be an illiterate person. She doesn't know how to push those numbers because she has no sense of number. But there are only 10 numbers in the whole world. You cannot invent an 11th number. If you do that, the whole world will be falling on your feet because you found another number. There isn't. And I argued that if pushing these numbers bring money for them, they will learn this number in 10 minutes. They're smart. They may be illiterate, it's not their fault. Society never gave them the opportunity to learn those numbers and alphabets. But the basic creative power is inside of her. She will come out of it. And they did. And soon after we started giving this in the hands of the poor women, they quickly picked up those numbers, quickly became expert on mobile phones. She learned all the tricks of the mobile phone. She found out what time will be a good time to call a number in New York City. She argued that, oh, this is not a good time because this is the daytime, for them it's a night time, so it's not good. I said, if I had said that before without the mobile phone, that there are some places in the world where it's night, where it's day, they thought I was a crazy guy. Now she's explaining to me this is not a good time to call a New York number. So she soon became the expert on the country code, area code, and the time of the day, and became very successful entrepreneur, selling the service of the mobile phone. And soon we have nearly 500,000 telephone ladies all over Bangladesh, making lots of money by selling telephone service. And today, this is a history, because now everybody has a telephone. And the whole world followed what Bangladesh did. So we have been on the forefront of many things. That shows our creative power. But we are not expressing our creative power. We are just bottling it up with a tight cap. We don't have the opportunity to expose that, express that. We are always told, we are always telling our young people that grow up. You are the future leader of the country. I think that's not a good message, that you are a future leader of the country. I've been insisting that you are the leader of the country. You're not the future leader, you are the leader right now. Because there's a big gap. Big gap between a generation earlier and a generation later. You are the later generation. Brand new edition, brand new version. What Bangladesh can be. With unlimited capacity, and then opportunity, you have the technology to unleash that energy. The young people today in Bangladesh know much more than their older generation. They are much more capable than their older generation. When you say you are the future leader, meaning that you have to grow up, so the older guy will gradually vacate the place and you'll politely take over and learn the tricks of the job. That's a transition. I don't think we can wait for a transition because we are ready. Not only we are ready to take their job, we are ready to build our own. If you take their job, you follow the same old tricks of the game. We are a game changer. Young generation here is a game changer. We play our own game, own norms, own rules. So that's the kind of preparation that you have to take. You don't have to wait. Waiting means go through the same rules. You make your own rules. So the future of Bangladesh should be the kind of rules you create for yourself and you merge into taking those rules and make it happen. So this is what you think about the world, think about Bangladesh in that world is the most important thing. Now people keep saying there are lots of poverty in Bangladesh, lots of poverty in the world. So true. And I've been saying poverty is not caused by the poor people. It's not the responsibility or lack of ability of the poor people that they became poor. I've been emphasizing they're as good human being as anybody else. Simply system pushed them into being a poor person. So why are we blaming them? Why don't we go ahead and change the system and release them, get them out of the prison they are in? Now today, globally, another thing keeps coming back. Lots of people are unemployed. I keep saying that's very funny. People being unemployed, young people being unemployed. A very capable, enterprising, determined young person remaining unemployed, unused, locked up in a prison. Is he responsible for that, or is she responsible for that? Is it her fault? Is it his fault? Nobody will say this is his fault or her fault because he is unemployed. Then whose fault is this? Something outside of the person. It's not one person, it's not 1,000 person, it's not million person, it's a billion person. So why people would be wasted? Any person, any individual will be wasted for no fault of his own. And don't we want to find out whose fault it is, why it happened? The fault is in the system. System created those prisons. Now the system blames us that you are unemployed. System punishes us by creating that unemployment for me. Is this the right way to look at it? Accept it? Or should be the other way around? They should be punishing the system rather than system punishing us. We are not doing that. In our schools, in our classrooms, we are adopting the system. We are so busy adopting the system, following the rules of the system. System which creates unemployment for me. Should the system trash human beings? Or human beings trash the system? That's the question. Sometimes we're told, oh, work hard so that you can learn, then you can do things. That's a good way. But learning what? Learning to create prison for myself? Is this a learning? That's submission. So the young people should be rebellious. I don't want to learn something which imprisons me. I want to throw that out. Learning something which is already known creates a situation which already exists. You can't get out of it. If you plant a mango tree, you always get the mango. You get something, you can't get something else. So if you are getting the same rules and same procedures, you get the same kind of society. So you have to create your new rules. And that's where the challenges come. Challenges to yourself and challenges to the system. Unless you challenge it, it will remain the same thing. Then people say, you don't know enough. I said, I don't hope to know enough. I know that I am unemployed. That's good enough knowing for me. I can create something on my own. Knowing something is not always good because it creates a mindset. You start believing in it. Not knowing something can be a blessing because you are not a prisoner. You are a free person. You look at things as they are. আমাদের দেশে একটা কথা আছে না, রাজা ন্যাংটা রাজা হেঁটে যাচ্ছিল, বাচ্চাটা বলে রাজা তো ন্যাংটা। অন্য সবাই কিন্তু রাজা পোশাক পরে আছে বলে হাহা হুহু করতেছে, কি সুন্দর পোশাক। বাচ্চা ছেলেটা বলছে রাজা তো ন্যাংটা। কারণ সে অত কথা বোঝে না, সমীহ করতে হয়, কি বলতে হয়, মিথ্যা কথা কিভাবে বলতে হয়। So when you don't know something, you speak out like the child in the story. When you talk about microcredit, when you talk about social business, we didn't do it because we knew something. We did it because we didn't know anything. We know the problem, so we wanted to solve the problem. We made our own rules. That's what became Grameen Bank, that's what became microcredit, making our own rules. And now we are saying, business, the old kind of business, has to be challenged. There are other kinds of business. That's what the social business is all about. And social business brings out the creative power in us. We can use our creative power to solve our own problems. We don't have to go to the textbook to learn it. Not everything is to be learned from the textbooks. Because we write our own textbooks. And we are capable of that. That's what the young people are all about. You can create your own textbooks. Write your textbooks. Write your textbooks in the context of the imagination, in the context of the life that you want to live. If you accept the life it is, you will be there. You will not change anything. You say, I don't accept the life it is. I want to create a different life. And it's possible. Today, nothing is impossible. All the impossible things are disappearing just like that. In next few years, whatever impossible still left will disappear. Somebody else will do something and to make it disappear. Why don't I do something to make it disappear? And you are capable of doing that. Each individual person, each young person has the capability of changing the whole world. Not as a collective group, we can do this. No, as an individual. This is all it needs, an idea. Challenge. Ideas comes, you're challenging. You say, it shouldn't be there. And that's an imagination. So it's a free thing. You don't have to go to any place to buy anything. You just let your mind grow. Let your mind kind of explode. And what you imagine, you'll be surprised, it will happen. So that's a challenge for young people today in Bangladesh. Bangladesh is a very lucky country to have so many people, so many young people. That's our treasure. That's what we want to do. Once we can unleash our energy, unleash our creative power, whole world will come to learn from us. Because we have done something which everybody needs. World doesn't come to you just to exchange pleasantries and so on and say, oh, you're a great nation. No. You have to prove that you're a great nation. You have to show, you put your mark that you're a great nation. When you become a great nation because people come to learn from you, then you become a great nation. And there are so many things you can do. It's all waiting for you. And I keep saying, look how lucky we are. We have so many young people out of this 160 million people, half of them under the age of 21. In many countries in Europe, in Japan, they feel so sorry about their aging problem. The whole nation has become older and older. They can't see young people in their society. I used to make a joke. I said, I'll start a social business to let the Europeans come here to touch a little baby. Because they have not seen a baby. We have plenty of them. It will be good social business. This is life. The new person who is coming up, it presents enormous capacity, which never in history ever existed for a young person anywhere in the world. So this young newborn represents a completely new world. And we have a lot of them. Only allowing the environment to unleash the capacity so that we can create that environment, we challenge things and make it happen. And we are lucky in another way. Our location is very important. Bangladesh's geographical location. We're right in the center of crossroads. We can become just the right meeting place. We're at the center of the crossroads because we can connect Nepal with the sea route to Bangladesh, Bay of Bengal. Nepal has no other exit point. So if you give them the facility, and Nepal is growing very fast, faster than Bangladesh. So don't ignore them. They are coming out. When they start doing things, they start selling things, they start buying things, they all have to pass to Bangladesh. But we don't have a facility. So they have to fight somewhere else. They go to India, now they send things to India, to Bombay, and very difficult path for them. It's right here. Bay of Bengal is waiting for them. Bhutan is waiting for you. It's growing very fast. Eastern India is waiting for us. We are blocked. That's a Bangladesh locked country. Bangladesh has locked them up. So we open it up. We say, here, come on. That's what Singapore did. All that Singapore does is let you do business. And they make a lot of money out of doing that. And Bangladesh can be better, much powerful than Singapore, allowing all these countries to come through. China is waiting for you. China has no access to sea. Myanmar doesn't have, North Myanmar doesn't have much of an access. So if you can create facility here, that's why the deep sea port becomes so important for us. If you can create that, the entire scenario of Bangladesh changes. We become very active in our work. So these are the things. We bring our creative power on the picture, challenge things, and best of all, and most important of all, we assume our leadership position. We tell what we should be. Nobody else will tell us what we should be. That's very important. You have to decide what you want to be. Decide what the politics of the country should be, what the economy of the world, of the country should be, what the society in the country should be. You have to tell as you feel, as you decide. Don't wait for others to tell you what you should be doing. So there's an exciting world. There's an exciting world waiting for you. And today I hope you'll take it seriously and make a decision. Thank you very much. অবশ্যই
মনে আছে খরগোশ নিয়ে আপনি যেরকম আজকে বলছেন সেই খরগোশ নিয়ে কিন্তু ওরকম কথা বলেননি আমাদের, কারণ আপনি ইউ হ্যাভ ক্রিয়েটেড অ্যান এক্সাম্পল ফর খরগোশ প্রোডাকশন এবং ডিস্ট্রিবিউশনে মানিকগঞ্জ এবং
যেসব এলাকায় কাজ করে
দুটো এলাকায় খুব ভালো কাজ করেছেন, কিন্তু এখন নাও এই কান্ট্রি এখন এই খরগোশ দরকার। কেন দরকার? আমাদের প্রোটিন হ্যাজ বিকাম ডিয়ার। মানুষের স্বাস্থ্য সুরক্ষার জন্য প্রোটিন খুব দরকার। মাছের দাম বলেন, মাংসের দাম বলেন, কত গুণ বেড়ে গেছে। আমরা ওই দামে 10টা খরগোশ দিতে পারি। এখন 1 কেজি মাছের দামে 10টা খরগোশ দিতে পারি।
আপনি সংক্ষেপে বলেন, আমরা ছাত্রদের থেকে প্রশ্ন করলে ভালো হবে। খুব ভালো, এটা ভালো।
এখন আপনি কি আইন ব্যবসায় আবার যাবেন, তাহলে আমার মনে হয় আমরা
আমি জবাব দিয়ে দিই। আপনি নিজে এই ব্যবসাটা সৃষ্টি করেন, আরেকজনের উপর দায়িত্ব দেবেন না। যেহেতু আপনি কনভিন্সড, আপনি নিজে এগিয়ে আসেন, আপনি প্ল্যান করেন, প্রোগ্রাম, এটাকে একটা সোশ্যাল বিজনেস বানান। এটা যদি হয়, সুন্দর হয়, তাহলে ব্যবসাটা নেমে যান। এটা যদি সুন্দর হয়, কাজে এটা আরেকজনকে উপদেশ দেওয়ার চাইতে নিজে করে ফেলা ভালো। আসলে কি আর কেউ?
Sir, thank you very much for your nice presentation. What I want to learn from you about the young people with social business. As you've said, when we come to social business, usually some business people who are already established in the society, they can proceed for social business, not the young people who are just starting the business. So what should we do? These young people, should they become first established after 30 or 40 years, then they go for social business, or should they create a pressure to the existing business makers so that they proceed for social business? What's your view?
Yeah, social business is not about pressuring anybody. Social business is about doing something by myself. I want to do something. Everybody can do it. You don't have to wait for the businessman to decide. We didn't wait for businessmen to decide. We decided ourselves. We are not business people. We created our own business. So in social business, most important thing is the idea, not the money. The days of money is gone. You can take it for granted. Nobody will bother about money. Do you have an idea? That's what people will be chasing. If you have an idea, the whole world will come to you. So young people, the point I was making, they have lots of creative power. What are they going to use it for? First thing, they must realize that they have this creative power. Unless you realize it, you'll never use it. So first realize that you have unlimited capacity, unlimited power of creativity. And then ask yourself, what am I going to do with it? And then see the opportunities of doing that. Social business is all about creative power, not about money. So design a social business. Design, not do. Design. Then put it up on the computer. Say, I have a great design to solve this problem in a business way. All it needs X amount of money. You see, if your design is good, there are hundreds of investors who say, I would like to do that. And if you can't find those investors, you come to us. We'll tell you where to find the money. Money is our problem. Money's problem, we removed it from social business. We said that's something else we can handle. Come up with ideas. So any one of you who has idea about social business, if you can't find money, come to us. We'll find money for you. That's very simple. And never give the responsibility to somebody else. Always say, I will do it. I'm capable of doing it. I'll do it better than anybody else. Always have that confidence that I can do it better than anybody else. And come up with that idea. Any questions? Yeah. Let's try to do the student part first. ছাত্রদের মধ্যে কে বলবেন এটি?
Good morning everyone, and it's I'm really delighted to be here today. And so I have a question, sir, to you. You're definitely iconic person and definitely idol to us. So what was your goal in the beginning of your life? What actually you want to be in your future life? It was about your earlier life. What about your goal? What you want to be? And it's the first question. And second question is, as according to you, social business is a non-cash and non-dividend organization. So as a young entrepreneur, what could be my goal to actually I want to get some return from business. So actually I want to do something for society as well. So how what could be my goal to run a business as it is a non-dividend business? Thank you.
3 options for your second question. You can start, if you want to make money for yourself, make profit out of the business, go ahead and do that business.
Yes, sir.
No problem. There's nobody will complain about that. But on the side, if you can do a small social business,
Yes, sir.
that can be done. So you will have 2 kinds of business. One, you want to make money, you are making money. And another one, you are capable of solving problems, so you created a small social business to solve problems. So this is a way you take care of your money part. We are not saying that no, don't go for money. Go ahead, take care of your money, your business, your house, your car, your whatever you want to do. Do that as a regular business, conventional business. On the side, you create a social business. So there is no conflict between the 2. Third option, this is the 2. Third option is, if you're looking for just modest living, I'm not trying to become some billionaire or something like that. I want to be just a comfortable person. Create a social business which can employ you as an employee. You become the CEO of the company and you get a salary from the company. Social business doesn't give dividend. But social business doesn't say that it doesn't give salary, then nobody will work for it. So you become the CEO of the company and get yourself a salary. So your income is ensured. The bigger the company becomes, your salary increases because you are taking care of a bigger company, and nobody will mind that. But you are not entitled to take the dividend out of it. That's all. So this is the 2. And about what I wanted to do, yes, as a young person, you wanted to become a policeman, you want to become a firefighter, you want to be a pilot. You go through this whole process, and every child does that. But ultimately what I wanted to do, I wanted to be a teacher. I became a teacher. Then all the problems I see around. So all I wanted to do, can I make myself useful to another person? So I was always trying to look for an opportunity, can I make myself useful? I always ask the question, am I useful to somebody? What kind of life it is if I am just useful to myself and nobody else? Feel like a trash. You're nobody. So I thought if I can make myself useful to one person, even for one day, at least my life is worth living. So that's what I wanted to do, and gradually got into not only I did 1 person, I could do for 2%, I could do for 10%. It increased and expanded. That's how all the things I did happen. Thank you. Anybody else?